Hi, everybody. Okay. I know it's Monday, but for this video, you need to be 18 or over. Plus, it might be a little bit longer than my usuals, and I'm not responsible if I curse some in this one. Okay? So grab something nice and hold on to your seat because, boy, this is going to be a ride. All right. So we start with beaconic on the cross. Okay, and let me just say that Alan Jackson, the best lawyer I've ever seen, besides the one in Maya Kowalski's case, Anderson is the best lawyer I've seen. Greg Anderson. Okay, Alan Jackson is like number two, but barely. Okay, I'm gonna explain why. Because I have never seen a man be able to eviscerate a witness like this man can. Oh boy. Okay, so, okay, the video from Thursday, the last day of court, was inverted, which means everything that on one side looks like it's on the other side. So it's a misrepresentation of the facts. Okay? So, first of all, the first place that Buchanan screwed up was he said that it was him and Proctor. But it was not him and Proctor, it was a tow truck driver. Okay? Lie number one. Okay. Then Alan Jackson asked, "What about the other minutes of the video?" He says, "Well, I don't know. They just weren't there. We didn't do anything to it. It's just not recorded." Okay, I'm gonna call BS. Okay. You guys, if you know nothing about security footage or anything like that, I'll make it clear for you. If a camera is on, it will pick up anything on the camera for as long as there's motion. Okay? There's stuff on the video. But you know what? It would be incriminating for them, so they don't want us or the jury to see it. Clear and simple. Okay, number three. He says, well, it's not inverted. It's just the way it is. And then Alan Jackson had to prod and prod and prod. He's like, well, maybe. So he's changing his testimony from one day ago for our purposes, okay, to something completely different and acting like he's not changing his testimony. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Witness number two. Nicholas Barrows. Honestly, he didn't say. He said something. He said one thing that was useful, and it goes in favor of Karen Reed actually, because he said, "Okay, now I have to take you back for one thing. Okay, remember, everybody said there were 45 pieces of tail light, 45 pieces of clear plastic that come from a broken tail light. Okay? However, another officer, the Sparrows, says there was a crack in the tail light, a small crack, but nothing huge. He said that. Okay? So, in direct contradiction of what they're trying to make us believe. Lie number two. Okay, so then they get the Barrows off the stand. And then Everybody, we come to the piece de resistance. The thing we've been waiting for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. All right. The one that's involved in every damn thing in this trial, pretty much. All the events surround this one person. Who am I talking about? Michael Proctor. Trooper Michael Proctor. Boy howdy. Okay. So, on the direct with Lolly, he says some stuff that you should never say in text messages. He's talking about well, how does Karen Reed, how does she look, or, what do you think of her? And he says, oh, well, yeah, she's hot. However, she's a word that you can't call a female ever. And her ass is, like, she has no ass. And other stuff. And then somebody, I think it was him, saw some pics of her that he shouldn't have seen. And he was talking about that. And then also, he said some damaging thing about David Yannetti, the other attorney on this team, okay? He said that he hated him. I truly hate him, okay? And then he called Karen Reed the R word. The R word that you could maybe use before, but it wasn't seen on kindly, but now you can't say it at all. Okay? And if you have to think about what I'm saying, then don't think about it too hard. Yeah. Okay. So there's all of this stuff that he's saying about somebody else, and he's supposed to be the lead person on this investigation, and he's more worried about what he said because he's trying to head it up at the past and say, well, I said it, but I didn't mean it. And, every time they try to get him trapped into something, they say, well, poor choice of words. Is something that I regret doing. The only reason he regrets it is because he's on trial right now. He's a witness on trial. If he wasn't a witness, he wouldn't care. And so Alan Jackson says, so you aren't being objective about this case. Objective, okay? You are objectifying my client. And he says, no, I wasn't doing that. I deeply regret the comments I made, and those comments should never have been made. But it does not take away from the fact of this investigation. And what in the are you saying, man? Okay. I submit to my audience, to anyone, that you only say these things after you're caught and when you're trying to save your ass. Okay? Because no way would anyone ever say that in regular, decent conversation. I mean, what's funny is that I gave somebody else a lot of grief because remember the other officer that was a friend of his or something, and he was like a 13-year-old trying to flirt or something. Remember that? And I gave him a lot of grief. Okay, this guy, he's better than this guy. And I didn't like that guy either. But wow, this guy is like awful. And somebody called him a total. Ugh, some okay. I'm not monetized yet, so he called him. Somebody called him a total douche. And this guy, Michael Proctor, is a complete douche. He is. Wow. Wow. This isn't. This is a case about somebody. This is a case about the unloving of somebody. Okay? And I know that I may be getting in the weeds here, but it is asinine. It is horrible that these people have turned into whether or not you like Karen Reed and all the stuff about Karen Reed and how she looks and her character and all everything else, and not about the fact of whether or not she did it. And I'm saying to you, I don't think, number one, I don't think she did it. Number two, I don't think before the trial she did it. But I'm saying all the facts are starting to back me up. And what they're saying about her as a person is reprehensible. It has nothing to do with the case at all, but it goes to show what they think about her and how they treated her in the evidence collection and every stage of this investigation up until the trial. And now they're doing a major case of CYA. Major case. And you know what? It pissed me off before, and it's starting to really piss me off more and more. And the degradation of somebody else's character is beyond me. Beyond me. So, I'm sorry. Like I said, I did tell you I was going to get a little heated here. But I did tell you everything that I saw today. So, excuse me, everybody, but this is how I feel. Really, truly. All right.